She's a graduate of Agribusiness. She has done a degree in it. She's a farmer as well as a professional agronomist, an Agriprenuer, na ni mrembo. Young Gen Z. Ni Gen Z ama ni millennials though. Lakini ni saa atakuwa anatuambia hayo mambo yote. And by the way, ni mrembo, aliumbwa, akaumbika, akatengenezwa, akatengenezeka. You want to know her. Ati sisi akina dada, we can also take part. We can also take part in doing what? In farming. Now, right about now, help me welcome in the studio the one and only Idah Mutwiri. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm happy to be here, Glory. It's a good time. Hata sisi warembo, we love farming, we love agribusiness. Yeah, and what men can do, women can do even better.
Thank you. What men can do, women can do better. Idah, jamani tuambie umetokea wapi, and why did you actually choose to do agribusiness?
Okay, I would say I'm coming from Meru County. I was born in Meru County, and the bigger part of my life yenye nimefanya kazi, I've worked in other counties, but I was born and brought up in Meru County. And I'm at home, I would say that, and I've always liked to give back to my people. That's why when I got an opportunity to work with farmers at my place, I came back.
You came back?
Yeah.
Oh wow, what inspired you to do agribusiness in campus?
Okay, I've always loved agriculture. I was brought up in a family where my parents were farmers. And from nikiwa mtoto, we used to be part of that farming. And I would see how my father would be happy wakati wa kulipwa, because in fact I would say that I was educated, pesa yenye ilinisomesha ilikuwa ya ukulima, but I would see that there was something lacking. There was a way that things would be done to improve, kwa sababu we used to do a lot of work, but pesa ilikuwa inapatikana ilikuwa kidogo. So I always felt that there is a gap, there is something that needed to be done so that they would get more. So that inspired me to go and do agriculture, and I've always loved agriculture.
Oh wow. So hata sisi akina dada tunaweza fanya farming. And how has been your journey as an agribusiness, and how did you begin? What are the challenges that you have gone so far? Because unajua sasa sisi majenzi kiasi farming, tumeambia mzazi unaenda kufanya mambo ya farming shule, tunaweza funzo mambo ya farming, alafu kuja uifanye na you are youngster, inakaa awkward actually kwa hii culture yetu, inakaa awkward. So how has been your journey in agribusiness since you began, and the challenges you've gone through?
Okay, the first challenge, maybe I would say that agriculture has always been seen like a dirty job. I would say that there is that vile watu wanaionaga, even at school. Nakumbuka when we were at primary, teachers would say that ukipata kachembe yani ukianguka, there's a way they used to associate it with digging, with doing farming. So it was like farming is for failures. So I would say that I was a bit sharp in class. I thank God I was a bit sharp. So most of my teachers thought that maybe I would go and do medicine or something like that. So the first challenge is that most of the times when I meet my teachers or those who taught me, you see that kind of disappointment. And then there was also, when I was in campus, I remember in our class we were 10 ladies. Most of the people were men. So there was that thing like agriculture is for men. Agriculture is for men, it's not for ladies. And then the other challenge, maybe after completing the jobs, kazi yenye nilipata, the first job that I got, I was a sales manager. I was a sales agronomist somewhere, and I used to work with most men. Most of the times I was working with men. You want to do a business here in Kenya as a youth, starting, there are so many rules. Come for example, if you want to venture into let's say agrovet, you need to have a vet board. Lazima ukuwe na barua ya vet board, lazima ukuwe na barua ya poisons board, lazima ukuwe na barua ya kanjo, lazima ukuwe na barua ya kefis. So you see, and all those baruas is money. So you need to have a lot of cash, and then the capital is also big. So maybe for Agriprenuer, on the Agriprenuer side, there is that challenge. Yeah, although you can always start small and grow.
So mimi nikitaka kufungua agrovet kuna process. Unajua tunafikirianga tu nikitaka kufungua agrovet is just like any other shop. Kama most especially ushago niende nitafute hizo vitu niweke. So there is that aspect, lazima niende kwa particular companies I get the permission to sell all those things.
Yeah. First of all, well, thank you for that one, McKenna. That's a nice one. Yeah, there is that process. First of all, you must have the documents. Yeah, there are rules. First of all, you must be allowed by the Poisons Board. They must verify that umesomea so that you don't give the farmers the wrong chemicals. Unajua hata kama unauza mmea ni kama mwanadamu. You're dealing with cows, you're dealing with crop, and if you give the wrong medication ama the wrong chemical inaweza enda iharibu. So you must have the right documentation, and those documentation is expensive because it's money. Then also you must give them the documents. Waone kama for example I was at Egerton, this is what I did, so I am qualified. Yeah, then also you must also have connections with the companies wale wanapeana these chemicals. Yeah, if you're dealing with chemicals. Yeah, because now how do you sell? You know, you have to have those the connection. Yeah, you have to connect with the companies like Bayer, those companies that give those products. Yeah, and also you have to have a link with farmers because you're working with farmers. Yeah. And also you have to have a know-how. There are so many other things that you need to know because it's not always about chemicals. If you're dealing with seeds, for example, kama unauza mahindi, you should know mahindi gani ya zoni gani. Because there is a maize you plant at Kaveri and there is another maize you plant at Tharaka. So if you sell to a farmer, for example, the hybrid yenye alifaa kupanda Kaveri umuzie Tharaka, it is going to haitafanya vizuri. Yeah, so of course you have to have that the knowledge, you have to have the information, and you have to have the documents. And you have to love your work. And you have to love your work. Lazima uwe na passion. Yeah, you have to have that passion because I would say GM, I would say that like when you're starting, you know, if you're doing now it as a business, when you're starting, it's not always it's not always a walk in the park. Yeah, there are times farmers, for example, for youth, wanaweza kuangalia waone huyu tumemwona like me. Huyu tuliona akilelewa huku akienda nasari. Sasa you know they would think huyu hapana, they would prefer wale wazee ama wamama, they think these one have more knowledge than the youngster. So kuna hiyo pia challenge ya like wanaona wewe you're young, hauna hiyo information ama knowledge about farming or about these products za kufarm. Like there is a farm I remember, it was a bit discouraging. There's a farm I remember who told me sometimes back. I think gone right now, she's one of my best customers, but aliniambiaga, wewe hata ukianza kuenda shule, see I was still farming. Ukipelekwa nursery I saw you. So it's like you do not have experience. And yes, I didn't have that experience, but I had the skills. Now there is a professional part of it. Wow. Yeah. Wow. Thank you so much. Hey, uko na information mingi. Wala sikuwa najua masuala hiyo yote. Eti lazima ukue na Poisons Board, lazima pia ukue na the permit, of course, from the government, ndio. Well, that is a lot, jameni. Idah, yes. Why did you choose now to focus on educating people on social media? Because uko pale Facebook, tunaona videos unapost pale, unawaambia breeding, unaambia mchanga, ukiona plant ya kwanza hii ya mahindi kiwa yellow. Why did you choose to focus on educating people on digital platforms? Okay, thank you for that question. I realize that digitally you can really spread this gospel of farming not only to where you are. Aita kulimit. I can reach farmers who are even abroad. I can reach farmers who are young, especially the youngsters, because I realized that agriculture kidogo ilikuwa nyuma, haikuwa sana inaniwa kwa mitandao. So I thought it's one way of encouraging young people to venture into farming. And then I also saw that itafikia watu wengi. And I feel that I am not limited. I feel as much as I'm helping farmers when you are kwenye niko, I am to grow. So that's why I decided to get there.
And can you share maybe a success story or even a farmer who saw you online na aka learn from you and akakwambia, you know what, you have really motivated me, na akakuuliza swali na akaweza kusaidika kuhusiana na masuala ya agriculture?
Okay, I would say that they call me Idah the farm girl kwa TikTok na hata Facebook. Idah Mutwiri, Idah the farm girl. And there is this farmer who nipata TikTok. Yeah, I am so much into dairy farming. If you have seen my clips.
I've seen.
Yeah, and there's this dairy farmer ametoka Rift Valley. Aliniambia somewhere in sikumbuki the name. Yeah, he's a good dairy farmer, a young dairy farmer, and he called me and told me I am a young dairy farmer, ndio naanza, and some of these things alikuwa na issue sana na ng'ombe wake. When they are giving birth, there used to be that problem ya ng'ombe wanaanguka, and used to use a lot of money on vets. And then unfortunately vet mwenye alikuwa naye hakuwa nampea the real solution. So after listening to my clips akasaidika and he stopped losing ama akaacha kuwa hizo challenges za ng'ombe wake kuanguka. And then there are so many other, especially from Rift Valley. I don't know why.
Unajua Rift Valley,
I think
unajua huko kuko na nyasi green, huko tunafanya zero grazing. Sio zaita zero grazing.
Zero grazing.
Pia tunafanya farming and a lot of there kuna cows, kuna watu wengi ni livestock keepers, the real livestock. So I think that's why. And
there are others also from where I'm coming from now. Au maybe wengine hata si wajaniona kwa digital, but they have really benefited from my teaching. So sababu ukikuja hata kununua kwa duka from the agrovet, I always advise them. Yeah, nawaambia this is what you do, this is what you do not do.
Oh wow. And I think that's how Christian are supposed to be. Sindio, sikuzia mtu tu kitu eti kwa sababu unataka profit na unataka pesa. Wow, that is such a great work that you are doing. Wow, that is amazing. And do you think that many farmers, most especially akina wazazi wetu, they did farming out of just farming without the skills. So are there some skills or knowledgeable things that we're supposed to know when we are doing farming or my livestock really?
Yeah, thank you for that one. Yeah, our parents and our grandparents wanaifanya sana kienyeji because there was land, they just did farming. Yeah, because it was the easy way out that time. But because of that they made a lot of losses hata kama hawakuwa wanajua, because you need that information glory. You need, for example, like in dairy farming, there is a lot of management skills that you need. Yeah, you also need record keeping, like ujue huyu ng'ombe how much money does this cow cost me a day. Like ukifanya rough estimate for those who are in dairy farming, you realize that in a day a good cow kutoka labor na kila kitu consumes 800, atakuwa with the present economy atatumia like 800 shillings kutoka labor, kutoka chakula yenye atakula, hizo dhara, everything.
Nani per day?
Yeah, per day atatumia 800 shillings. So lazima ukuwe na that mathematic part of it. Uhesabu uone huyu ng'ombe anakula 800. Yeye in a day how many liters of milk ananipea, so that you do the calculation when if you're making a loss or you're making a profit. In fact, there is a formula yenye unafaa kutumia kucalculate kama ni dairy meal unafaa kumpea kiasi gani. Yeah, there is a formula so that you do not just give dairy meal. For example, kama ng'ombe anakupea 30 liters. Unasema x 30 minus 2 minus 5, sorry, divide by 2. That is the formula.
30 minus 5 divide by 2.
Yeah, hiyo x ni number ya liters, which is 30 liters minus 5 divide by 2. So that utajua in a day huyu ng'ombe anafaa kula dairy milk kiasi gani. So that you just do not just give dairy milk, because unaweza kuwa unapea ng'ombe a lot of dairy milk, anatoa maziwa mingi but unafanya lot. Na mwingine anapea dairy milk kidogo, maziwa yenye anatoa ana make profit. So there is that mathematic part of it. And then also on diseases. Yeah, on diseases lazima ukuwe unajua hii disease inaletwa na shida gani. For example, mastitis. Yeah, so that you take good care of your cows in terms of cleanliness and what have you. Hata kama in poultry farming, of course you have to know most of the diseases inakuja na uchafu. How to get rid of that. how to prevent that, when to vaccinate. So there is the skill part of it.
So mpaka kuku zina vaccinate.
Yeah.
And that formula ambayo umenipea x30 minus 5 divide by 2 inanipea profit. Naweza itumia pia kwa mbuzi na kondoo?
Wow, a nice question. No. That one you only apply it kwa ng'ombe.
Kwa ng'ombe?
Yeah, kwa dairy cows. It is only for dairy cows.
Dairy cows.
Yeah, wale wanakamuliwa.
Wale wa maziwa.
Yeah. Itafanya kwa, there is another one maybe for buzi ya eggs to nini, and they are different. Hiyo sasa ni ya ng'ombe.
Na hii yenye tunaambianga sijui fresh, yani inaweza toa maziwa nzuri kuliko hii cow nyingine kama za Wamasai, ni ukweli?
Yeah, that's a nice one, Makena. You know, that's why the skill part of it. You know, breeding is very important. Ama the genetics. Uwezi compare au ng'ombe wa Masai, if they are good cows, but in terms of milk production, you cannot compare to a Frisian. So there are genes zenye ziko kwa Frisian zenye zinafanya ipeane more milk. There are genes zenye ziko kwa Frekvi. There's a breed that is called the Frekvi, which is very good in meat. Yeah, it's a dual purpose. Iko very good in meat na maziwa. So the breed really matters. You do not just go there and buy a cow.
Not two cows because of cow.
You look for Frisian, you look for Austin, you look for such breeds like Asha. Yeah, such.
Jamani umenikumbusha hizo. Tulikuwa it is ni agriculture, I think for one. Tulikuwa tunafunza types of cows. Wow, thank you so much. I'm learning a lot. I don't know for you wewe ambao unanisikiliza pale nyumbani, but I'm truly learning a lot, and I hope you're also learning a lot. Now, you have talked about livestock keeping, si ndio? Na ukasema kuku pia zina vaccinatiwa. Na ukasema kwamba kuku most zinakuwa na magonjwa kwa sababu ya uchafu. So inamaanisha kwamba magonjwa yote ambayo kuku hupata ni kwa sababu ya uchafu.
Wow, a nice one. It's not always the case, but most of them.
Most of them,
because you realize that kuku ni there are bands that are wanapenda kuchokora sana chini. Yeah, so at times hata wanaweza kula their waste. Yeah, so if you're not keen to clean, your waste inakuwa na bacteria. So when they eat it, inawaletea magonjwa. But there are other factors, kama for example wako kwa baridi. Najua there is a way you build the house of a potly ya kuku. So kama umeweka mahali kwenye there is that baridi, watagonjeka. Pia if you do not give them the right nutrients, for example, you should give them enough of vitamins. Unaonanga vile kuna watu napatanga wanaweza kuwa na rickets. There could be something close to that in poultry. So it's not always but most of the diseases, most of the infections zinakuja na uchafu.
Kama hiyo ya kulala, kuku zinasinzia.
Yeah. Hiyo ya kulala inaletwa sana na uchafu na pia ventilation. Venye kwenye zinakaa lazima kuwe well ventilated so that hiyo harufu yenye inatoka nje. But kama inakaa the same place kwenye wanakaa kunanuka uchafu, wamefinyana, hiyo inaleta that one.
Wow. So for example, a young person or even a mother at home or a woman or a father, whoever they are, and want to do business, want to do agriculture, but do it for business, yani za kuuza. What are they supposed to know and what are they supposed not to do?
Okay, za kuku ama za ng'ombe,
farming, be it crop farming and rearing of livestock. Nini astahili kufanya, nini astahili kufanya?
The first thing that every farmer should do, and the mistake that most farmers have been doing, start from the market. Lazima kwanza ujue hizi ng'ombe, hii maziwa nikitoa naipeleka wapi? You start from the market. Yeah? Kama ni viazi utauza wapi? Kama ni cabbage utauza wapi? You start from the market. Sometimes you find that there is a friend of mine ako Litoktok. You find out that anaanza kwa supermarket, anafanya orders kwanza. Nyinyi mtahitaji, wanauza these wanauza vitu kama cabbage, unaona wanauza cabbage, wanauza nyanya, anauliza in a week mtataka kiasi gani. So yeye hata akipanda anajua atauza wapi. Kama ni maziwa, maybe wewe unajua utapeleka dairy. Kuna wale wanauzia these vendors wenye wanazunguka. So you start from the market. That is the first thing. So that you don't plant maize because everybody else is planting. Because you find out that wakati mnavuna, nyi wote mnavuna, the market is flooded. So the first thing, start from the market. Have the information on the market. Jua kenye unapanda ama kenye unaria, hata kama ni ng'ombe utauza wapi. Then there is also the factor of skills yenye tukisema. Do you have the skills? Na hata kama hauna, you can employ somebody. You can contact us. I'm a consultant by the way kwa when it comes to the crop. You can call, you can have a mwenye unauliza. Kuna kitu naona kwa shamba yangu na sielewi. Come and see. Advice. Unaona, you have to have those skills. And then of course you have to be very good on records. Hakuna biashara utafanya bila records. Yeah, and most farmers chukuli manani the records, and records are very important.
We just have to record keep market, which is very very important. Then you need to know where you need to have a consultant that
skills. Ama hata wewe mwenyewe uwe na skills. And that's why we are encouraging young people. Please tuache kuona agriculture kama ni kazi ya watu wazee. Yeah, we need young people to embrace this, because there's a lot of opportunities. Our consultant watakuwa the young people wenye tunazunguka huko tukitafuta kazi.
Na hiyo itakuwa ime create employment for the young people. Meantime tunaongea masuala ya agribusiness, and of course tuko na mtaalamu hapa anaitwa Idah, and by the way she'll be sharing her social media tukimalizia pages so that you follow her. You can even consult her about your land, about your livestock, anything to do with agriculture. Ama vipi Idah? Now my question is, how can I turn my small land, if 50 by 100, ama kabalkoni kangu tu pale, ama nyuma, unajua huko ushago kuna utu tu shamba tunakonga huko nyuma, how can I turn it into a land that I can plant something, maybe some crops, and earn from them money?
Wow, a nice one. So when it comes to a balcony, wacha tuanze na balcony. You know, this is a rented space, and most of the time you have to agree with the landlord. Msisumbuane na other tenants. Yeah, you can have there are containers zenye zinauzwa where you can do your the greens. You can plant the greens in containers. Unaweza hata si lazima hata ununue. You can have your mtungi, the old mtungi. Unaikata, you put some soil inside, then you have your greens there. As long as you agree na landlord, you can put them on the balcony. Yeah, for the balcony. Even kama mnaweza agree na landlord, you can do pottery uko juu kabisa.
By the way,
yeah, you can I've seen some people doing pottery, but that's ina depend on how good your landlord is.
Well, about landlord makini
so that you don't pollute the need for the other, and how clean you are. Yeah, kwa sababu unajua pottery involves a lot of
usafi.
Yeah, and then sasa hiyo ya kwa nini kwa hiyo ya nje sasa kwenye si kwa balcony, you can do seedlings. Yeah, you can decide to start a nursery yenye utakuwa unauzia watu seedlings. Like I do sell easy seedlings zenye mtu anaenda anaweka kwa nursery zinakuwa. You can decide that hiyo 50 by 50 unapanda, unachukua kamoja kana kuanga hata 100 shillings. Na hako 100 shillings kako na almost 200 seeds. Na kwa hizo 200 seeds ukiuza moja 2 bob, kwa sababu zinauzangwa 2 bob ama 1 bob. Ukiuza moja 2 bob, 2 shillings times 200 ni pesa ngapi? 400. 400 minus 100. Seme labda umetumia cost hapa na pale, reba yenye umefanya uipe 100. Unaona hiyo itakupea profit 100%. Wow. Yeah, you can also do pottery. Unaweza anza tu na kitu yenye itachukua more space. Ama hata zero grazing. Yeah, where you have the stores vitu zenye unanini zikuwa juu. Yeah, you can build kama ni farm manager ama mwenye uko naye, ama kama ni store zako unaweza amua kukue na stairs, store iko juu. There is a way you can use that space.
Wow. And what advice will you give a young person, most especially who wants to invest in farming or to start farming? So ushatuambia kuhusu market, ushatuambia kuhusu skills, ndio? Ushatuambia kwamba hizi zote tutahitaji kutafuta market, skills, ndio? So umezitafuta zote. Now I want to start farming. What advice would you give me?
Okay, first of all, I would tell a young person akuwa najua lazima akuwa present. Farming si kitu yenye utaacha alafu uache mtu ko uende. Yeah, it needs a lot of inspection. Yeah, akuwe ready to be present. Hata kama atakuwa anaweza fanya kazi nyingine anafanya ikiwa side hustle, for example, at least akona yenye na inspect. And then akuwe na passion. Aipende, because si remote itafanya kazi. farming huwezi tumia remote, you must work. Wakati mwingine inaweza kuwa hata mwenye ana kama ni ng'ombe unafanya mwenye ana nini hayuko, wewe ndio utaosha huko, kwani ng'ombe watakaa kwa matope because mwenye umepea hiyo kazi hayuko. So they should tukue ready kufanya kazi,
yani tujitume.
Tujitume, and then tusipende kulala sana. Somebody said that a lot of poverty is generated in bed.
Actually sure.
Tusipende kulala sana. Most of the dairy farmers who are successful wanaamka very early. Naongea dairy farming hapa. Wanaamka very early. Wanaamka 3 to milk their cows. So that huyo ng'ombe unamkamua, anaanza kula, analala, ndio aendelee kutengeneza maziwa. But most of the youth unapata tumelala, muda watu wako TikTok, vitu kama hizo. Na by the way, for youths, hakuna mahali utaenda kama you not smart and hardworking to succeed, because hata kwa hiyo TikTok, those people, there is a guy I was seeing the other day, KK. KK mwenyewe. That guy alijituma. Be so rest in peace. Alijituma. Sisi tunafanya content huku umelala. You have to work. You have to be smart. So I would say that and then of course the right skills. Na mkisikia kuna training ama empowerment, any youth empowerment. Unajua wakati mwingine I've worked with this organization kama World Food. Ukisikia World Food wanapanga training for young people. Well, just go there and learn something. Tusidharau hizi seminars, tusidharau hizi workshops. If you can go, just go there, spend your time there. Ingia internet, ingia YouTube, ingia TikTok. Fuata mtu kama Idah the farmgal, learn. So you lazima tu and then trust God and pray. I believe that God is the one that niye ushikilia kila kitu. So you have to trust God and pray. Hata kama unapanga mpango, kwanza unauliza Mungu wewe unasema nini. Involve God in everything you do. Maybe that's what I would say.
Actually, because umeguzilia hiyo ya Bible ya God, kuna mahali ilikuwa inasema katika Proverbs, ilikuwa inasema ukiwa na ukiwa na kondo. Okay, let me speak in English. When you have kondo, zinaitwaje na Kizungu?
Sheep.
Okay, when you have sheep, sheep can give you meat and can give you wool. And then when you have goat will give you what? Milk, and can give you also meat, right? Then when you have a cow, it will give you milk, it can also give you meat. Na pia hizo nini nguo zinatumika kutengeneza nguo. Then when you have a farm itakupea weeds. So weeds unaweza tumia to give food to the animals, and of course you can plant. For example, if you plant maize, maize ukisha harvest maize, si unabaki na hizo chakula. Chakula ya ng'ombe. So actually agriculture, it has a lot of benefit. Now due to technology, because hatuwezi sahau and ignore technology is here. How do you see technology changing the future of agriculture at large in Kenya, maybe in the next 5 years, 3 years?
Okay. Technology of course is taking agriculture the right way. Inaipeleka vizuri, that's what I would say. I know some people really fear technology. Wakati mwingine wanasema job opportunities zitapunguza. But in agriculture I would say no, that's not really nini, kwa sababu technology yenye inakuta na good things. Hata kama utakuwa umeajiriwa, you can employ yourself. Because with the technology, for example, kuna there is something kama hii technology hydroponics, for example. Hydroponics inasaidia mwenye hana shamba kubwa. Unapata si lazima utumie mchanga. You can have some containers. Hizo containers zinawekwa some media, then you plant hata kwa upepo.
I actually saw such a video online.
Things like the greenhouses. Unaona, si lazima uko Meru ama uko place yenye kuna baridi ama kwenye kuna maji. You can still do a lot of agriculture ukambani ama place yenye ziko dry. So technology is taking us the right way. Na as youths we should embrace technology. Ukisikia kuna training, weenda soma. Na hata uko kwa mitandao, learn. Na mkienda shule, college, do something. Do something. And you know, people must always eat glory. People must always
by the way, we must eat.
Hata wakati wa corona people were eating. Wakati watu kazi zingine zilifungwa, people were eating.
We were actually eating more than we were eating before. So agriculture is the best place to invest in. Agriculture is the most profitable business that you can have in the world, actually.
Because there will always be market. Only that you utajipanga na utajiset kwenye market yako iko. That's why I said that you should start with the market research. Because you need a farmer in the morning, you need a farmer at lunchtime, you need a farmer at night. All the time you need a farmer. Daktari unaweza muhitaji maybe once in a week, ama hata Mungu akusaidia once in a year. But you need a farmer every day, every time.
Oh wow, you have a lot of information. I've really learned and I still want to learn. We will have you again here to come and educate us more about agribusiness, because I know hatujamalizeni vile wakati umetupa kisogo. But in the meantime, if somebody wants to reach to you, maybe to consult you, or how can they find you?
Okay, maybe kwa mtandao mnaweza nipata TikTok. Nani mnifollow tafadhali?
We will.
Idah the farmgal kwa mtandao TikTok. Also kwa YouTube Idah the farmgal, utapata inaitwa Money in the Soil. I'm still working on my YouTube, but I have that account. And then on Facebook Idah Mutwiri, Idah the farmgal. You can follow me there. I do clips to encourage farmers, to educate farmers, especially the youths. And also I can give them my number.
Yes, sure, you can.
I can give you my number. It's 0720 479 856. That's my Safaricom number. You can reach me on that. You can ask me anything farming. You can call me to your farm, especially if you are around Meru. And hata wale wanataka kupursue agriculture, you can the youths, you can ask me about the courses zenye zinanini with agriculture.
And quick fire kabla tumalize. Which is the most profitable crop that somebody can invest in, or would you advise somebody to invest in? The most most profitable crop that you have come across.
I would not say that there is that specific one, but I would take onion. Because you can.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for finding a time to come. I really appreciate it. I know your schedule is tight, but you found time to come here and to educate us. We are looking forward to having you again and again.
Thank you.
I know my audiences may learn something, and of course while your Facebook live, those who watch later, they will also learn a lot. Sindio, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now that was Idah, and she is an expert in agriculture. She's an agronomist. She's also an agripreneur, and she has done a degree in agribusiness. So you can consult her, you can find her on her social media. Umeshasikia, unaweza mpata pale YouTube Money in the Soil, unaweza mpata TikTok pale Idah the farm girl, and of course on Facebook, right? You can also search her.